What's good, guys? It's Takers FC and we're back again on the channel, about to start our brand new Master League save / career mode, and we're going to do it with none other than the legendary Manchester United. We're going to do the Erik Ten Hag takeover and see if we can get some silverware into these empty trophy cabinets. Now, before we get started, I've got the version 12 PES Universe option file installed, so we've got all the latest transfers and strips. The only issue that I do have is I don't have the brand new away strip or the brand new third strip, just purely down to the fact that Manchester United were licensed in the game previously and you can't remove their previous licensed strips from the game. It does give you the option to add a fourth strip, which is what I've done, that being the new home strip, so we're probably going to use that for the majority of the save. And the only other issue that I've ran into as well is that the game doesn't pick up that players are loaned out to different teams if you manually make the transfers. So players like Chong being at Birmingham City, or Diallo being on loan at Rangers, or Brandon Williams being on loan at Norwich, the game doesn't pick that up that they're on loan. So if I start a brand new Master League save, I wouldn't get them back within the second season. So what I've did is took the transfers, I've went and brought them back to Manchester United. So I've brought Chong and Diallo and Martial and Williams back to Manchester United, but I'm going to loan them out as soon as I kick the game off. So hopefully they're going to stay out on loan for the season and I will get them back in the second season. The downside to that is they won't go to the teams that they're supposed to go to or that they're playing for in real life, like Martial at Sevilla, Williams at Norwich and Chong at Birmingham City and so on and so forth. But it makes it more realistic that I will get them back in the second season, because if I didn't do that then I wouldn't have them in the second season and then I wouldn't be able to reap the rewards using some of the players, like the younger ones, when they come back, if they've gained any experience when being on loan or selling for money. So that's the way that I'm going to work it this time around. The other issue that we've ran into is that because I'm playing on console, I can't specifically add managers into the game like console users would with modding it, so they'd be able to actually add Erik Ten Hag into the game. So obviously the console gives you a selection of some managers that you can use, real managers. You've got obviously on screen Guardiola, Giggsy, Lampard, Gerrard, Cruyff, Maradona, Romario. None of these obviously look at Erik Ten Hag at all, and anyone that kind of remotely looks close to him would have to be this guy here, just purely to the fact that he's a bit older and he's bald. He looks nothing like Ten Hag, but he's as close as we're going to get on the console, because like I say, I'm not on PC, so I can't mod the game. So he is going to be Erik Ten Hag for us at this moment. So we'll bang his details in. 2 seconds. Get that done. And then we'll get this started. Find his nationality. So there you go then, guys. We'll give him shirt and tie and a jumper. It's as close as we're going to get him to looking like Erik Ten Hag. Going on to the settings then, guys. Transfer frequency, I'll probably just leave that as normal. Negotiation difficulty, that's probably going to stay on normal also. Starting budget, I could give us a big money budget, but I believe with Man U in the game anyway, I think you already get about 130 million. Plus we're going to sell players on anyway, so then we'll be up maybe 200 million or more. So I think putting a big larger budget, there's not much point, because we'll just have more money than we actually need, which isn't an issue, but at the same time we're trying to keep it a bit realistic as possible. So we'll keep it on normal. First transfer window on. We'll go for a weekly salary display. Match level, I'm going to play it on top player. I find it comfortable there. I think any more than that I'll usually just get beat most of the time, so we'll just keep it on that. That's similar to world class on FIFA, which is what I usually play on also. We're wanting it on pounds and pence, and we'll get stops during the transfer window when there's progress. So get this started then, guys. Erik Ten Hag takeover at Manchester United, episode 1. My plan is to sell out a lot of players. Loads of players will be leaving, and obviously I'm then hoping that you guys could smash the comment box down below with suggestions of who you think we can bring in at Manchester United under Erik ten Hag. I've got a few players in mind myself that I'm going to stick into a short list, and we're hoping that then you guys can add to that. And going into the second episode, we'll probably look to bring some of these players in. So in this episode, just about getting the club started off, getting them in these positions at the club. We'll probably not make any signings, but we'll look to get players out on loan, and we'll look to sell players if possible, if we can. So here he is then, meeting the players. He's just had a handshake with Bruno, he's having a handshake with Sancho now, and he's just getting shown around the facilities of the club. But Erik ten Hag is in as Man United's new manager. It's been announced in real life, so why not do it on the channel also. The Erik ten Hag takeover has begun at Man United, hopefully looking to win some trophies. Setting the season objectives then, guys, they are going to probably try and tell us that they're expecting us to win the league. I think just being at his first season is too much for to expect of him. Not to say it's impossible, but aiming to win the league is not what we're going to look to do at this moment. So given the options we've got, how about we aim to win the league? I agree, we should aim to make it into the Champions League, or we could aim to finish in the top half of the league. I'm going to aim to make it into the Champions League. Hopefully we can take the team within Champions League, and that should be enough for it at that point in time, and a basis to build on. So we'll take it from there, going with that, and we'll get into our first press conference as the new Man United manager, having a meeting with the press then, guys. So your league title chances. So we're not obviously looking to win the league. We will obviously have to respect other teams in there, because there's very, very good teams in there, so we can't just think it's going to be a whitewash and we'll run away with it. We're not the best and we're not the worst team either, so we'll respect other teams, because we know it's going to be a challenge trying to fight against the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool and Man City and the other sensational teams in the league. So we'll go with that. Try our best to bring the title home, but there's no guarantee. Style of football we want to play this season. Want to see clean sportsmanship like football, put on a show. Want to see the boys playing hard. We've just not had any grit or determination from the real team in real life. It's been a lacklustre performances week in and week out. So we want to see them work hard. We want to see them work for the shirt, work under the new manager, and hopefully get the dedication and motivation to push on and achieve something, and hopefully bring some trophies back to the club. So we're in here then as Man United new manager. Erik ten Hag takes over. What I'm most likely going to do is just skip the pre-season matches, and then we'll go from there into the first games of the season, and we'll get things started off. So to start with, I'm going to go to the budgets. I've clicked the wrong thing. We'll go to the budget settings. I'm going to adjust the budget settings to make sure that the competition prize bonuses are going into the transfer budget. Season objective bonuses also, just to make sure that within the next season we're actually getting an increase in budget for winning the objectives and completing our targets for the season. We also want something going into the salary, so we've got wages that we could put onto buying players, and we'll keep it just like that just now. So pay with salary, bonuses in the transfer budget, contract option incomes in the budget, season objectives in the transfer budget, and competition prize bonuses. So we'll go with that. Now, looking at the schedule, for some reason it's not got Manchester United in the Champions League group stages. I don't know why. It's put us within the playoff places of the Champions League. I don't think that's actually a bad idea though, because what we can technically do is play this game. Now if we beat Villarreal and we do get to the Champions League group stages, then fair enough, fine. We'll be happy with that. You want to play in the more superior European Cup in club football. If however we did lose these two games and we get knocked out on aggregate, it does demote us to the Europa League group stages, but it's a guaranteed Europa League group stage spot, which I don't think would be a bad idea for the save or for Ten Hag in general, just because we're rebuilding the team from ground up. So we want to try and get the players gelling together, playing a good season, could potentially go on to lift the Europa League and then push on to Champions League in Season 2. So we will play the playoff first leg and second leg, hopefully get a result. Champions League then fair enough, if not Europa League, not a bad option, and I think it would still turn out to be alright under Ten Hag. But we've got the, as you can see, opening day of the transfer window, we've got pre-season tournament to play, We've got Fiorentina in the group, Real Madrid and Benfica. I'll probably simulate all this. Next episode we'll look to play the Champions League playoff places. We've got the first game of the season also, and then kicking on to the next game we've got the second leg, and then second game of the season, and then finishing off the transfer window. So this episode we'll look at making a small shortlist, getting players on the loan list, getting players sold. Next episode we'll look at playing Villarreal in the first leg, Leeds in the first game of the season. Hopefully by then we've maybe got a player or two in, depending on your suggestions and what you think. Then also episode 3 we'll be looking to play the second game in the playoff place for the Champions League, take on Tottenham in the second game of the season, and then we'll finish the transfer window. So that's our starting basis for this new Erik ten Hag Manchester United takeover. Getting into who we're going to sell then, guys. My very first one that's going, regardless of how much he's worth anyway, is Harry Maguire. Just not having him in the team, I don't understand the price that they've paid for him, or who thinks that it's a good price or that he's a good player. I don't understand Southgate sitting defending his situation the other week in the England press conferences in real life. He's just a garbage player. He's just garbage all around. He's not suited to Man United. He's not the type of Man United defender that wins titles or trophies as should be in that team. So he's off. I'm not going to select him anymore. I can go on for ages, but we won't. But Maguire is out the door. He's away. Now, before I look to sell anybody else, what I'm going to do is sort this by rating. And we're going to go and get these players that were out on loan in real life that we had to bring back because the way the game works, and we're going to put them out on loan. So players like Pellistri is already on loan, and because he's on loan I'll get him back next season. Same with Gardner as well, we'll get him back next season. But like I said, players like Chong was on loan to Birmingham, but because the game doesn't register it because it's been done manually from the guys at PES Universe, I wouldn't get him back next season. Same with Amad Diallo and Brandon Williams and stuff. So we're going to take them and bang them on loan ourselves. So Chong obviously won't go to Birmingham on loan unless the game miraculously puts an offer for him to go there, then fine. But he'll still go on loan somewhere and we'll still get him back next season. So Chong is going to go on the loan list. Amad Diallo on the loan list. And if by chance that by the end of the window none of these are on loan, or like some of them don't make it, we'll just not use them until season 2 comes, just to keep it that realistic way. Williams, you're obviously going to go on the loan list also. Transebi, loan list. You're away. Martial, loan list. Pereira, loan list. And I think that's about all just now. Sorry, Van de Beek, loan list. Now, Ten Hag's a good fan of Van de Beek. He brought him up through Ajax, so there's not to say that he can come back in the second season and we'll maybe use him and get him into the team under Ten Hag, and whether he would keep playing and play well or not. Now, going back up the list then to players that we're looking to get rid of. I'm going to maybe try and offload Rashford. Now, I know on PES he's got such a high market value, he's got such a high rating and a good potential, and it could be worth to keep him, but just going off real life performances and the way he's been performing, he's just no cutting it at the moment. So whether Ten Hag would use him in real life, you never know, he might get rid of him. So we're going to list them up. If we get offers, we'll see what the offers are. We'll maybe take some, we'll maybe not. Pogba, again, the exact same. He's going to go on the list. He's just, again, not been cutting it, and there's big rumours of him leaving Man United in real life, so again, it makes sense. 54 million is not a bad price for him. I'd really want to get a bit more if I can, but we'll see. He's going to go. So we've got Maguire, Rashford and Pogba. Cavani, again, another player. I rate Cavani, I like him. He's just getting old though, he's getting past it, and he's just not going to be cutting it up front for Erik ten Hag at the moment. So we're going to let him go also. Transfer policy. Transfer market. There's quite a lot of roadworks and stuff going on outside my house, guys, so if you are hearing loads of that, I do apologise. Coming down the list then, guys, Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to get rid of him as well and look to bring in another right back. He's not cutting it for me either, so he's going to go. We're just having a clear out, guys. We're just getting rid of everybody. Shaw can stay. Sancho's going to stay. I'm going to keep Bruno, Ronaldo, Varane's obviously going to stay. we'll maybe look to offload Lindelof, but we'll maybe wait till the second transfer window, because I'm going to need to keep some sort of depth, because within PES it's always about player form, and every game each player's on different form levels. So Ronaldo might be on form one game and then the next game it's got him down arrow, even if he scored in the last game. It's just how PES works. So I do need to try and keep a bit of depth in this team. So I'll probably look to keep players like McTominay just to have there. Lingard, again, he's going to be another one that goes. I don't not rate Lingard. I think he's an alright player. He's no suited to Man U. I think he should have went to West Ham when he had the chance. So he's going to go anyway. Van de Beek's on loan. Bailly, again, I could probably look to offload him, but just for that depth, I'll maybe just hold on to him. Not to say he'll be used. Fred also, he's another one that's going to go. I don't mind Fred. He's just no quite there in terms of the top quality midfielder that we need for to be winning trophies. So he's going to go. I've put Pereira on loan, Martial on loan. Juan Mata, again, it's another 5 million that I could be doing with. So he's going to go. Matic, again, he's going to go. We're kind of clearing the midfield, so we are going to need to look for get a couple of midfielders in at least. I've done the wrong thing there, I didn't mean to add him to the list. Williams is on loan, Diallo on loan, Chong, Shoreshire, we're maybe going to look to use him. He's got a 30 million market value and he is quite young, 73 overall. He's only 16, he's another player that we can maybe look to break into the first team with Ten Hag. See if we can get him some game time. Also, Alanga's the same. We've got Hannibal, we'll maybe look to bring him in as well, give him a couple of games. Palistri's on loan, Gardner, Gilbraith, Laird. Actually, I think Laird's another one that was meant to put on loan. Yeah, so he's on the loan list also. So we've got our players listed up, players that we're looking to sell. We're looking quite good that way. So now it comes down to looking for some players that would suit Man United and under Erik Ten Hag. Now I've got a couple myself that I'm going to add into a short list, and then obviously if you guys smash that comment box and let us know other players that you think would be suited to Man United and to join the team, and we'll maybe look at picking up some of your suggestions and signing those players. What I'll probably do is I'll make a little short list, a couple of players in there, and then we'll look to skip a few games and see if we can get players on loan and any players sold. And then in the next episode, depending on some of the suggestions and that and what you have said, we'll look at maybe bringing in our first couple of signings. Obviously, we're going to need to try and build around the players we've sold. So big players are going to be leaving, like Pogba and Maguire, things like that. So we're going to need to fill these positions. So we are going to need to bring in a centre back or two. We're going to need to obviously rebuild the midfield, because really Bruno's the only one that's staying. We've still got McTominay, but we're going to need to replace the likes of Matic and Fred and Pogba. There's 3 midfielders out the club already. So I'm going to just try and build a short list around, can buy players to replace these players. One of the main players that I'm going to look to bring in, or possibly bring in, depending on if you agree with me or suggestions you make yourself, would be obviously a big defender to replace Maguire. And the one that I've got in mind specifically that I think would be a good fit for Man United under Ten Hag, we're going to go into La Liga and we're going to go to Real Madrid, and we're going to shortlist where is he? Eder Militao, or Milito, however you want to pronounce that, Militao. He is valued within the game at 27 million. Now, he's got an 85 overall, he's only 22. His valuation should be a lot higher in my opinion, and it probably is maybe on like FIFA and stuff like that, but obviously the evaluations of players on PES are just kind of out the window. So, and the transfers in there is done the way that FIFA are, with the in-depth of it, how you can kind of knock them down prices or put them up prices. The way the transfers on PES are rubbish, but it's still the same concept of getting the player in. So Militao, he's going to be one of our hopeful targets for the price point anyway. So we'll add him to the shortlist specifically to replace Maguire. I just think he'd be a really good fit. He's got decent ball control, he's got decent possession of the ball, he's got headers, he's got the 85 jumping stat, he's got a wee bit of pace about him, he's got 78 physical, and his ball winning stats, he's got 93 ball winning, he's got the 88 aggression and the 90 defensive awareness. I just think he'd be a really good fit in the club, and especially under Ten Hag. So to replace Maguire, he's one that we can definitely look to get in. Another player that we'll maybe look to bring in also, that could be the one that Ten Hag brings with him from Ajax, is the young, highly rated Dutch defensive midfielder, centre midfielder, Gravenberch. Now, I've heard a lot of things about him. I've seen him a few times playing in real life on watching videos and TV and watching the matches and that. I do like the way he plays. I like the look of him. He is only 18. He's again got decent ball control. He's dribbling. He's tight possession. He's got a bit of acceleration. He's got the kicking power. He's got a good stamina in there. He's got a bit of aggression as well. Again, 25 million is a very reasonable price for him. So he's another one that we're going to look to add to the list of possible players to buy. And one more player out of here again would be young Anthony, the Brazilian. I think he's a really highly rated winger coming up for the Brazil squad for Ajax. I've seen him, some of the skills he's got, the way he plays the ball, the way he gets forward. I like that. I think that's what we're needing, attack and prowess in the team. He is 28, he's only 78 overall, so his overall's a bit less, but he's got a bit of pace, he's got the ball control. And will he go further up? I believe he will. So again, I'm going to add him to the list to replace players. Like if we get rid of Rashford, we're going to need another couple of wingers in. I know that he's right mid, Rashford plays left, but again, it's more depth and players that we could possibly use to sign. Looking again now at another player we really need to bring in at Man United as a striker. Now, Ronaldo, absolute legend. He's a go to the game, and I plan to use him for as much as I can until he retires on game. But we do need to bring in another striker. Strikers, I'm quite on the fence with who I would bring in at the club. I would probably, or one of the biggest ones looking just now realistically that could be a signing for Man United would be from Benfica, and you'll know who I'm talking about straight away. It's obviously Darwin Nunes. Again, 79 overall. He's only 21. He's got the 77 finishing. He's got the offensive awareness. He's got decent stats. Obviously, he doesn't have his real face in game. His character looks a bit rubbish looking at him, but he's definitely a player that I think would fit the bill at Man United up top, especially with the way that he's playing in real life. And I've used him within the new eFootball, and he's on fire on the new eFootball and A forum. So he's one that we're going to put on the short list of possible players to sign. Any other strikers and things like that you believe we can look to bring in at the club, definitely leave it suggested below. That's just a few players I believe would be a good fit at Manchester United to bring in possibly. Another one on here that's very highly rated but very cheap is back again in La Liga and to Real Madrid, and I think would be a really outstanding signing if we could make it. One that would kind of just smash the transfer budget a bit with how cheap he is, so it would be a good bargain to buy. But Vinicius Jr. on this game, he's been increased by PES Universe up to 89 overall just because of how well he's playing in real life, in the Champions League and in general in the league. He's got 95 for dribbling, he's got the 90 offensive, the 90 ball control, 87 finishing, and he's got a lot of pace and balance. And being that overall and still only being the age of 21, and the game only has him at 36 million, again, it's an absolute bargain, it's a steal. So he's definitely going to be added in there. We need right backs, is obviously if we're going to sell Wan-Bissaka, we do need a right back. I've put a couple of midfielders in. Possibly this man here. Nope, if I spell that right. This man here, Pedri from Barcelona, again in the midfield. The game's only got him at 63 million. That would stretch the budget. That is a big stretch, but again, just the way he plays, everything about him in that midfield area would be a really good signing and a solid signing to add to the team. Like I said, guys, these are just players that I think would be a good fit at Man United. I'd also like to know your opinion and suggestions. So like I say, leave them smashed in the comment box down below. If you're enjoying these videos and what you're liking, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and turn that notification bell on so you're always updated with everything that we're dropping on the channel. We'll be back soon with the eFootball Road to Division 1 episode 3, I think it'll be this time around. That'll be dropping soon on the channel, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. If you haven't watched the first 2 episodes, make sure you go back and watch them. It's a good blast. The new divisions on eFootball are out. We'll definitely be looking to keep playing that online and climbing the divisions. Looking at these messages, then we know all that's the same usual stuff that we get. What we're going to do then, guys, is skip forward a few days past this pre-season till we get to the Champions League first playoff game. I'm not understanding why it's not put us in the Champions League, but it's not, and we just need to go with the way that they've done it. But it is what it is. We've got the pre-season, then Chapter 1. They'll be looking for us to have a decent pre-season. He's making a suggestion: allowing Sancho to play in this competition will achieve or help him achieve his potential. It's the perfect stage to test the youngsters like him. So he's wanting me to obviously use some of the youngsters within this pre-season, which I'm skipping the games anyway, so I don't really have much of an issue in doing so. So we'll go into the game plan quite quick. I've not really tampered much with the game plan or the Clashman tactics, which obviously allows you to control what your players are doing out of possession, in possession, and the formation and that. But just for the basis of this video, we'll just pick a quick team. Luke Shaw's going to come in. They want us to use Sancho, but he's out of form. As you can see, this is the way PES works. But we're going to leave him in there just specifically because they're wanting us to use him, and I think it benefits if you do what they ask you. Could be wrong, but we'll go with it anyway. Pogba's going to come in there. We'll put Fred in the CDM position. We'll turn him into a centre mid though. Pogba at centre mid, Bruno at cam. We'll fix the formation and the layout of the team before we'll get into the game against Villarreal. And we'll go with that team just now. We've got Ronaldo, Sancho, Bruno, Pogba, Fred, Diego Dallo at right back, Maguire, Varane and Luke Shaw, De Gea in the goal. That's the team that we'll probably just use to skip this game, skip the match, see if we can get a result. If we do get a result, we'll get a 1-0 win. An absolute shock result for Real Madrid, who have been absolutely rattled from Benfica 4-1. Never seen that coming at all. Unlucky to Real Madrid. And hopefully, skipping forward, we'll maybe get a couple of transfer requests or requests for players to be sold. That's a role change for Bruno, so that's not anything that I'm looking to see. Going back to team management then. That's the wrong button. Into the game plan, looking again at form. Wan-Bissaka's on decent form, so we'll give him a game in there. Again, we're trying to get some of the young players a run out, well, ones that we can use. Like Shoreshire, we're going to give him a game instead of Rashford. We'll give him a run out. We'll bring McTominay in for Pogba, who's off form this time around. And we'll go with that just now. It's not really important at this moment. We are just skipping through the pre-season to have it the way it is. We'll get beat 1-0, and Fiorentina beat Benfica 2-0. So that leaves everybody on 3 points, to be fair, to the way that's worked out. So nobody's physically won this pre-season as of yet, and we've got another 1 game to go to see who's going to take that pre-season trophy. Looks like we've got some sort of negotiations here. We'll see what's what. We've got a scout suggestion as João Moutinho from Wolves. I've not set up the scouting system yet, but I can almost guarantee, as much as I like him, we'll not be signing João Moutinho from Wolves for the new Erik Ten Hag Takeover. So that's not going to be happening. Skip forward another couple of days, and we'll hopefully get some offers for some players. So we've had a negotiation for Van de Beek to Burnley, and I'm going to accept that straight away because, like I said, it gets him back out on loan. they want him for a season. That's fine. They're going to also give us 9 million to take him, so that's another 9 million into the bank. We'll accept that. So he's going to come over. That's another 9 million on top of for us. Skip this last match then. We'll get a 3-0 win against Benfica. And Madrid lost again. No, sorry, did Madrid win there? So that's 6 points for me and, or us and Madrid, sorry. Giving us 2 wins each and a draw. Or sorry, 2 wins each and 1 loss. We got 1 goal against us and 4 goals for, so I don't understand why we're not top of that table then. I think that means we should have won it, but I don't actually think you get any money for winning it anyway. But that's pretty much where we're at just now, guys, in terms of coming into the Villarreal game. Having a look at who we can sign, players that we're going to sell, and looking at chapter 2 here of the pre-season. So they were happy with the way Sancho performed. That's good to see. Looking at the inbox then, so we've got negotiations for Chong to go on loan. We've got offers for Mata. We've got offers for Laird to go on loan. And Van de Beek has departed the club to go on loan at Burnley for the season. So that's fine. We're going to go and look at these other offers. So we've been offered 2 million for Juan Mata. I think we can renegotiate that and just try and get a bit more. He's only valued at about 5, but I definitely think about 4.5. 4.3 would be reasonable if they're willing to pipe up the cash to do that. Chong on loan for a season to Cologne. We'll accept that. So Chong's away to the Bundesliga for a year. We've had a loan offer from Southampton to take Ethan Laird on loan for a season also. Again, getting money into the account. We'll take that. So Ethan Laird's on loan for a season to Southampton. And we're ready to go into the next game against Villarreal in the Champions League. So we're probably going to leave it where it is just now, guys. We've managed to get Van de Beek out on loan, Chong out on loan and Laird out on loan if these transfer offers go through, which I'm hoping they should. We've got big players on the transfer list. We've yet to have offers yet. As you can see, some big major transfers happening on screen already. Ter Stegen's away to Man City for big bucks. Don't know why they would do that when they've got Ederson, but that's the joys of career mode in Master League and what it does in the transfers. We'll be back again next episode though, guys, to kick off the playoff places of the Champions League to see if we can get ourselves into Champions League group stages. Like I say, if we do fail to qualify, we do get automatically put into the group stages of the Europa League, which wouldn't be as bad, considering we're doing a rebuild to try and get the team built back up to where they should be. So starting from the bottom up would be a good idea. But if we can get some sort of Champions League football this year, also wouldn't be bad. So like I say, guys, next episode we'll maybe look to make a signing or two, because we're now up to 140 odd million. We'll definitely need to spend some of that, and in the process hopefully get some players out of the club also, and take things from there. So as always, guys, it's been a pleasure that you have joined me. I hope you enjoyed this first video, and I hope you stick around for the next episode and continue to watch every episode after. Like I said, the Dream Team Road to Division 1 episode 3 should be out at some point soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Like I say, if you're enjoying the videos, then be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you're always up to date with every brand new video and all the content dropping on the channel. And as always, guys, it's been a pleasure. Until next time, take care.